So much. Actually, I wrote that, and it sounds much better coming out of her mouth. So I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to get right into my story because I always have a speech planned, and then God only knows what's going to come out of my mouth when I start talking. So I got to get right to it. So when I got invited to do Gracefully Broken and Risen to Rise and Serve, I took the first two words and I thought, nope, not me. Because I was not graceful when I was being broken. I'm not gonna lie. I was down and out at the worst. And I started when it was a little kid. But now I'm here to rise and serve and serve and serve and serve. And that's what I do. I had a speech plan. Somebody said to me yesterday, in order to transform, you need to have awareness. And then it stopped. And I said, yeah, that's great, but that's not it. Who knows they wants to transform into something amazing, right? So awareness is the first step. Yes, that is true. I remember when I was 7 years old and I was on a ball field and all of a sudden I heard this screech. And I look over and there is my inebriated, drunk mother with her pants around her ankles screaming, "Bee, bee!" And my dad is consoling her, wrapping her arms around her, trying to get her to calm down. She had been bit by a bee, she was really drunk, and she was out of control. So I went home, nothing was ever said, no apology, no explanation, nothing. But I was acutely aware that something was wrong in my family. First grade, second grade, third grade, we lived in that house. I never went to a birthday party, I never went to a roller skating rink, I never held my head up high because I was ashamed of who I was at 7 years old. But that didn't stop me. I went through life. I became the perfect child, put on the mask, did all that good stuff, right? So here I am, 16 years old, 10 years later, 9 years later. I'm living with my mother. God only knows why my father sent me to live with my mother. Bad idea at the time. My mother was very into drugs, very into alcohol. There was zero food in our house. It was peanut butter, vodka, and orange juice were the only things that were in my house for 3 months. So every day at lunch, the bell would ring, and there would go Tammy running to the store to steal, eat, pillage, whatever I had to do to get food in my mouth, right? But that was okay, that was tolerable. What wasn't tolerable was the fact that my mother was very into drugs, and she had a lot of debt, and she decided it was okay to let me pay that debt. I'm gonna let you guys read between the lines on that one. That was my breaking point. It was not graceful. So I'm sitting there 16 years old, and this is what I did on a Friday night. I didn't go out with my friends. I had a bottle of rat poison in one hand and a jug of orange juice in the other. And I was ready to take my mother's life. And then I thought to me, I was down on my knees and I was praying for God, and I said, God, who is gonna save me? And he said, Tammy, Tammy, Tammy. Well, at that stage in my life, I thought, man, you're mocking me? At this time, you're gonna mock me and like shake your head? And I could picture him doing this. And I gave up on him for a little bit. So I didn't take my mother's life, I tried to take my own. By the grace of God, he did not let me do that. So it was kind of joke in our family, like, man, she can't even do that right. But I went home, I had reached the second stage of transformation. Acceptance. I accepted that I was going to die if I didn't do something. Packed my stuff, went home, put back on that mask, became the perfect happy person, graduated high school, graduated college, went and had a baby, got ready to have a baby. So I thought I had hit it all, right? I was good. Who has ever read the book, Love You Forever? Okay, it is a very cute children's book about an unconditional love between her mother and her son. And she sings, and I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't do that to you all, but yeah, well. So she sings, I love you forever, I like you for always, forever and ever, my baby you'll be. And he goes through these stages, and she still keeps singing the song, no matter what he's doing, no matter what trouble he's getting into, she keeps singing this. At the end, she's old, she's feeble, and he's holding her, and he's rocking her back and forth, and he's singing the song, I love you forever, forever and ever, I love you for always, my mommy you'll be. And that was my next bottom low, because I had hit the third stage of transformation, which was action. I knew that at that point in my life, I wasn't ready to have a child. I didn't even understand what unconditional love felt like. I had zero memories of hugging my mother. I had zero memories of giving love, receiving love, anything. And I hit a wall because I realized I have one job in this world. That is to protect and love unconditionally the baby in my belly. So that's when I hit that third stage of transformation. I had to go. I had to act. So again, I hit my knees and I said, God, who is going to save me? This had been the third or fourth time I'd asked, and I kept getting the same response. Tammy, Tammy, Tammy.
My Lord.
But this time it was different, because this time, yes, this was the good part. This time, he wasn't mocking me. This time he was saying, Tammy, you're going to save you.
Yes.
Tammy, you're going to be there. And Tammy, together, we are going to make this happen. So, I did everything I could do. You talk about therapy? Woo, I did some therapy. I got trained in everything. I was an NLP practitioner. I read books. I read millions of books on childing and suicide and alcoholism and drug addiction and anything I could get my hands on, because I wanted to get better and I wanted to heal and I wanted to be the best version of myself that God would let me to be. Because you know what, guys? We are all put on this earth beautiful, divine, and perfect. And it is the crap, excuse my, I don't think that's French, but excuse me, but it's the stuff that happens to us that makes us think differently.
Yes.
But guys, it's all in here. Between you and your God, you got absolutely everything you need to be the most amazing version of yourself. But let me tell you, I found 3 things that really helped me. I use them to this day. 1, have an attitude of gratitude. Wake up every single morning of your life and thank God for 5 things. It might be hard when you're down there. When you're down low, it might just be, thanks for giving me another day, God. But you know what? After you do this for a while, then your thanks start being for other people, not yourself. You start thanking God for the guy at the grocery store who bagged your groceries. You start thanking the person that dropped the penny and left it for you to pick up when you had nothing. You start thanking God for things other than for yourself.
Yes.
Number 2, stop looking at life as if things are happening to you, and know they are happening for you. That is going to happen. You can either be a victor or you can be a victim. Okay? It doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. People ask me, man, when you're sitting there and you were locked in a closet 4 years old, how are you saying that happened for me? Well, you know what? I became resilient. Right? I use it. I use my pain, and I found a purpose at 4 years old. I'm not afraid of the dark. And I can find food anywhere, even in a closet. Okay? So it didn't happen. It taught me something. So every time in your life that something happens, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Take it, find a lesson, learn from it, and grow from it. That is how you find it in here. And the third thing I'm going to say is know that God put us on this earth with free will. He's not a boss. He's not a bully. If he was, he would tell us exactly what to do, exactly what choices to make, and we wouldn't walk these trials. We wouldn't do all of this. But once you are aware, with awareness comes great responsibilities. Yes. Because once you are aware, it is now your job, your duty to God and yourself to make the right decisions. So you can choose to be happy, or you can choose to be sad. You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to be joyful. I mean, we're all going to have an abundance of emotion. Let it be joy. Don't let it be anger. And that is a choice you have every single day. Every single day. So some of you are sitting out there. I know some of you have already gone through this place. I feel, I went through 30 years of healing, but guys, now I'm ready to help people. Ready to help people. But it shouldn't have to take 30 years. It can be fast-tracked. It can be moved along. So I want you to do something. If you're wondering if you're in that place, I want you to close your eyes for a second. And I want you to say, picture your favorite food. And how does it make you feel when you picture your favorite food? You feel warm. You feel fuzzy, right? Now, I want you to ask yourself a very serious question. Say to yourself, I deserve all good things.
I deserve all good things.
Now, if you're there, if you're healed, if you're ready to serve and ready to move on, you will not feel anything except joy. But if you still have a little curiosity in you, and you still have a little work to do, and you still have a little more to find out about how you can be the best version of yourselves, you're going to feel a pit in your stomach. You're going to feel a little clench in your jaw. You're going to feel something that tells you you don't truly believe that. And you need to, and you deserve to truly believe that. So while your eyes are closed, I'm going to close with this. I want you to say, repeat after me. I am loved.
I am loved.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am God's.
I am God's.
I am way more than enough.
I am way more than enough.
Thank you.